This is my flameless heating system. It's called a mini ductor 2, and it works off of inductance. And what it does is I use it to free rusted, seized nuts and bolts. And I use it in conjunction with an air hammer to tap around the bolt and the bolt to loosen it up so it can be taken out with a ratchet. But you can work around the bolt and hit the bolt a couple times, and that usually loosens it up. But I've always wanted to look inside this, just in case. What thing you shouldn't do is this is like on the end of this. This is I think it's fiberglass sheathing, and you never want to see how the metal's exposed. You never want to use it like that because you can short it out. It's always got to be sheathed like this. And what it does is it creates a magnetic, it's an inductor. It's an inductor, and it creates a magnetic field. It keeps reversing. It's sort of like the same thing. It's like a microwave oven for ferrous material. And so what it does is the field keeps reversing, and that causes the electrons in the metal to violently move back and forth, which causes friction, which causes them to heat up. But I always wanted to look in here just in case I fry something before it gets to, before it's like, well, I can still see what the component is. They're in there really tight. I'm gonna need another something better. I had to get a better screwdriver that could get a little bit more torque on. Let me take this part off too. The coil. So I'm thinking that they hit some screw. They just have to. Yep, there's one screw right there. They hit another screw right into the label. Let's see if there's any more. No. So this should just come apart, right? There it goes. Make sure this is all the way out. This is like trying to tell me there's another screw somewhere. Maybe these have to be all unscrewed all the way. It's not that screw here because I can see it right there. Oh, wait. Maybe this has to come off or something. Oh, there's another screw right there. They're tricky. They're tricky. Oh, wow. I think there's another screw right there. No. Oh, there's another screw right there. Wow. So that's what it looks like inside. Wish I could get a schematic for this. So that's when it was made. Looks like 20... in 2020, 4th month, 13th day. Well, I wish I had a schematic for this. I mean, it doesn't look really... it doesn't really look that complex. And watch out for those capacitors. They could still have a charge. They could still have a charge. Doesn't look real complex. Oh no, all the chips are... they're house marked. No, they got writing on them. It's got a whole bunch of solder or something they put on there to keep from like a flashover or something. It probably wouldn't be too difficult to fix. Though the surface mounts, I don't see any circuits. Unless it's unless it's on the back, you know, and it's got like a via going through. I mean, it doesn't look really too complex. It looks like I mean, everything you could get. You know, also the surface mounts, they must have like vias. to go through the other side, or there's a little cooling fan. I think I have an a alcohol pad. Let's see if I can. I still can't see. I can see it's got print on it, but I can't see what it says. It's triangle the light a little bit better. Ow. It's a CD 4013 BM. Looks like they might have put something on to obfuscate what they are. One thing I noticed about the fan is that see, it's got the direction of flow going that way. And usually, so it's blowing in across this heat sink, which I guess that makes sense. But usually the only time I see fans blowing into a package, some kind of electronics box, is when they're on top of a heat sink, like in a computer. Because the reason being is you really don't get much. It's called a derating factor, which if you're blowing air in the air, whatever, people are going to say, well, I feel cold, when I stick my arm out the window. That's because you're sweating, and as the water evaporates, it cools you. But a heat sink doesn't have that. It doesn't have, so you can only cool a heat sink down to whatever the ambient air temperature is. It won't ever get below that. So if it's 80 or 90 degrees in a room, no matter how many fans you have blowing on the heat sink, it's never going to go below 80 or 90 degrees. So usually you shouldn't have, like in a computer case, you shouldn't have case fans blowing into the computer unless you have one blowing in and one blowing out, so it's causing the air to go through. If you have two case fans and they're both blowing into the computer, that's waste. It's just a waste, because every electronics device I've ever seen that has a fan in it, it's always blowing air out the back, because what it does is it's dragging air across all the components, and you'll get much more cooling than if you're trying to blow air across the components. So when you're drawing the air through the case, it comes through little holes, it comes through the front, it comes through around dials, and it does a better cooling. But I can see what they're doing here, because you don't want to drag the air through this, because the end of this is hot, so you're going to be dragging the hot air through. So the best cooling you're going to get is blowing air across the heat sink here, and it's a big loss. It really is. But that's the way it is. I mean, they should have some air holes and then draw the air out the back. I think that would be probably the best. But then you'd have the chance of stuff falling in there, metal shavings, or I don't know, into this case. They should actually put a fan up here in this part here too, and then have this one pushing out the back, and have this one, have this one blowing in and have this one blowing in out through here. I think that would, because then it would bring a lot of air across this heat sink. Because I'm going to see what's underneath there. I think it's just another coil. I'm going to go get some wire cut. Oh wait, I got something here. I'll just retie it. Yep. So let's see what's under here. Oh, it's got a bridge rectifier, and it's got two. They're probably voltage regulators. Even with my glasses on, I can't. Let's see. I have a. Oh, here's my magnifying glass. So it's a bridge rectifier, KBU 2510. It's probably like a 25 amp, something like that. And then KSD-01F. I don't know, I'm not familiar with that. And an H30SR5. It says HBX8849. And sometimes these will have date codes on them. When they're made, it'll have the week and a 52 week, and then the year. A lot of chips have that. That's how I used to figure out when something was made. I'd open it up and look at the chips, and they still do that. I think they still put date codes on some items, especially chips, and you can figure out when approximately, probably within about 2 or 3 years, when something was made. And this one's the same thing, 30SR5, H30SR5. Oh yeah, H30SR5. So I'm not going to do those, but I think I saw a picture online, and there's like there's something yellow like this. It's real long. I think it's another coil. So now I'm going to put this back together. Oh, I know what I wanted to see. So you can see it in there. I'll post the picture that I have that somebody that took the heat sink off. I guess you could just bend it back, you know. I think that's a big capacitor. No, I don't know. It looks like an iron core. Oh yeah, I can see the copper winding around the outside. Yeah, it's some kind of a coil of some kind. But I wanted to find out what these were. Like I said, this one. There's another one over there that's. I think they covered the whole board with like some kind of plastic or something, or some kind of coating to keep maybe like flashovers or something. And there's another voltage regulator under there. Well, I'm going to just try to keep see if I can find a schematics for this. I think that's going to be the best. The best solution. I certainly don't want to break this. And then the fan. Oh, where's the rubber band? There it is. I guess that's probably to keep vibration down. I have a wire tie to put back on this since I took the wire tie off. I don't think it's really necessary, but since one was on there, I'm going to put another one back on. The wire tie is probably more to hold these wires right here in place more than they are to for anything, because this heat sink's pretty solid and unmovable, because it's got those like 15 solder points on the other side for those components. So that should hold them. Get a pair of wire cutters. There's two things that I don't like on this. I think it's really an exceptional device, but there's two things they don't have that they should have. And this should be a 3-wire that has the tack, and it should have some kind of an LED, an overheating LED or something when the unit's overheating that comes on. And they should have a fuse. There's no fuse on this. That is really incredible that they don't have a fuse. I think I'm going to add one, but it'll be internal somewhere. I mean, there might be a fuse on the circuit board. I didn't see one. Okay. Well, it's time to put this back together. So, one thing I wanted to say, though, I wanted to add on to something else I said. And basically, I think this fan should have a 3-wire tack. You know, that's what computer fans have. They have a tachometer built into it, so you know how fast the fan's spinning, or if it stops spinning. And I mean, this right here, this one that I did, the CD, I think it was 4013 or something. That's an AND gate, so it's a logic. It's a logic chip. So I mean, they could do that with the tack. They could have the pulse going into like an AND gate, and if the pulse drops below a certain level, or if there's no pulse at all, that the whole thing just shuts down, or a warning light comes on or something, which they should have like a so this fits down the channel, and this fits down here, and then the fan. And you want to make sure you get the circuit board in its channel so it doesn't doesn't jam into the fan. Which is right. See there, it fits right into that groove. Like that. And then this one fits into the other groove. Like that. They fit in, there's a groove they fit into right down here. I don't know if you can see that or not. And then there's another one right on the other side. So they have to fit in that groove, or you can have the chance of those wires getting in the fan and causing it to stop running. And then once it stops running, there's no way that, unless you notice you don't hear the fan anymore. You know, there's no way that you're going to know the fan has stopped running. And then this has a channel too that it fits in. It's just sort of like a gully, and then it's got a peg on one side that goes up inside the inductor or transformer, whatever it is. I think it's a transformer. I think that's actually what it is. It's probably a transformer. I think the one under here is an inductor. So then this goes, this has to go down. I think this has got twisted around. I think they're down. No, that one isn't in. This one isn't in. There it is. Yep. So this, the wires go down. Oh no, I just broke one of the fan wires. I have the fan repaired. I resoldered it. Now I got to put everything back. See, here's the channel that this coil has to fit in. See, it has to fit between these two. Has to fit in between these two right there. Make sure there's no wires trapped in there. Like that. Make sure this wire, this for the LED, is up out of the way. Okay, there. Then you got to make sure that the circuit board's in its, see, it's got a little groove there that it fits in. A little post sticks up, and on each end it's got a groove that goes in. You know, I bet you if I put this, let's see, it goes in like this. I want to keep the wire out of the way. So which way would keep it out of the way the best? I guess like this. And then put the rubber band on. Then just tuck the extra in there like that. Make sure it doesn't get caught in the, you don't want it to get in the fan. Okay. You just have to get this down and around. So it goes in a little channel down there, like that. I think that's right. I think I need to unwind this a little bit. So go down in the, And then if everything goes right, oh, the button. And I've determined, since this button, where is it? Oh, there it is. Everything's tucked in. They must have like 2 people assemble one of these at one time. Oh, I got the back. Okay, the back's done. Let me put a screw in there real quick. And then I got to put the LED. No wires caught. Got the LED in the end. Okay, that's good. So let's see, put the rest of the screws in. You don't have to put these in really tight. You want them in, you know, so they won't loosen up. Because you ever have to take it apart again, it just makes it that more difficult. If you get them snug, they're not gonna come out. They're not gonna get loose. So which one did I forget? Is this one? Make sure they're all at least tight. I can't imagine anything worse than having to drill one of these out, one of these screws out. So you don't want to tighten them down as tight as they'll go. I mean, really super tight. So this has like these snap. So you can just push this in. Push the cable over to one side. I don't know why they made the cable. Well, I guess it goes back to the circuit board, but still it's longer than it needs to be. So how should I put this in? Should I put it in like this? Like that, right? So there, it's all back together.